Welcome to The Explainer. You know that feeling when it seems like you're fighting a battle inside your own head? Well, today, we're going to crack open the user's manual for your mind. We'll get into exactly why we get stuck in those patterns we can't stand, and more importantly, how we can actually start to change them. We're going to be using a really powerful framework from something called constructive therapy. I mean, we've all been there, right? You snap at someone you love, or you completely freeze up during a big presentation, and this emotional reaction just takes over. And afterwards, you're just left thinking, why on earth did I do that? It's so easy to feel like something's wrong with you, like you're broken. But what if I told you that internal conflict, what if it isn't a bug in your system at all? Yeah, according to this way of thinking, that struggle is, well, it's completely normal. It's actually the predictable result of having two totally different operating systems trying to fly the plane, your brain, at the exact same time. So get this, it's not a personal flaw, it's a design feature, hardwired into us by millions of years of evolution. Okay, so let's dive into the main idea here. The best way to think about this is that we have two totally distinct brains running the show. There's an ancient, instinctual animal brain, and then there's the modern, logical, human brain. Now, they're both on your side. They're both trying to keep you safe. But man, did they operate in completely different ways. So, the biggest, most critical difference between them, it's all about speed. Your animal brain, think of it like a lightning-fast reflex, is incredibly fast and automatic. Your human brain, on the other hand, is logical, sure, but it's way, way slower. So what does that mean? It means the animal brain has already reacted, it's already flooded your body with emotion, before the human brain has even had a chance to figure out what's going on. And here's the real kicker. They don't even speak the same language. So that animal brain, it thinks in what we can call holograms. And this is not just a memory, like a picture in your mind. No, it's a full-body, high-definition replay of a past event. It's got everything, all the sights, the sounds, the feelings, what you did, and what happened right after. This is exactly how it learns. It creates these powerful automatic reflexes based on raw, direct experience. Now, the human brain is totally different. It thinks in patterns. It's the part of you that identifies cause and effect, that creates rules, and slaps a word on a concept. This, right here, is the operating system that builds entire civilizations. It's what lets us figure out something like gravity or hygiene, and this is key, share that knowledge with other people, across generations. Okay, so you've got these two systems running at the same time. And here's where the problem pops up in our modern world. We hardly ever need that pure animal instinct to survive a tiger attack anymore, right? But we also don't always take the time to engage our slow, logical human brain. And that creates this trap, a kind of lazy, in-between thinking style that just gets us stuck. So instead of doing the actual hard work of real thinking, we fall back on this thing called pseudo-thinking. It's where we just grab onto these simple, catchy, prepackaged mental cliches. And they sound like a logical conclusion, they feel right, but what they really are is just mental shortcuts that stop us from digging in and understanding what's actually going on. You see this one all the time, don't you? It's basically the animal brain shouting in emotion, and the human brain just dressing it up to look like a logical fact. And boom, conversation over. No more thinking required. Or this one. This is a classic. It's called catastrophizing. Your human brain takes one single event, failing an exam, and then it just blows it up into this huge, devastating, and totally illogical label for your entire identity. It's a mental shortcut that feels so final. And here's another perfect example. Using a simple label like toxic person. It feels like you figured it all out, right? Like it's a real diagnosis. But really, it's an intellectual dead end. It just completely shuts down any attempt to analyze the messy, complex reality of the situation. So here's the bottom line. The whole problem with this pseudo-thinking is that it's a trap. It masquerades as real, logical thought. It gives you a simple, satisfying answer that lets you off the hook from doing the hard work of actual analysis. And what's the result? Well, you stay locked in the exact same emotional loops and patterns that you're so desperate to escape. Okay, but here is the really good news. You are not stuck with these programs running on autopilot. You can actually actively retrain your brain. You can bring these two systems into alignment. So let's walk through a simple 3-step process to basically debug those unwanted reactions. All right, step 1, identify the trigger. And I mean get super specific. What is the exact sight, the sound, the situation that kicks off that automatic reaction? Step 2, design a better reaction. What would you rather do? What would your ideal self do in that moment? Write it down, make it totally concrete. And then step 3, and listen, this is absolutely the most crucial part. You have to rehearse it. Vividly imagine that trigger, really feel that old urge start to bubble up, and then mentally, in your mind's eye, practice your new, better reaction over and over and over again. Doing this about 20 times literally starts to carve a new pathway in your brain.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. It sounds a little too simple, right? Can you really just rewrite a deeply ingrained reflex just by thinking about it? A reflex that feels so real, so automatic. Well, the answer is a big yes. And the reason why is absolutely fascinating. Just look at this number, 0.6%. I know, it seems totally random, but this tiny little percentage, it holds the entire key to why this whole technique actually works. So what is it? Well, this number reveals something stunning about your own mind. It turns out the amount of raw visual data your brain actually gets from your eyes is only about 0.6% of what's needed to create a 4K image. Think about that. That rich, detailed, high-definition world you see all around you right now, your brain is pretty much just making most of it up. It takes that tiny sliver of data and fills in all the gaps based on your past experiences and what it expects to see. And that is exactly why mental rehearsal works. Your brain is already a master illusionist, creating your reality from almost nothing. So it doesn't really know the difference between something that really happened and something you just imagined vividly. When you rehearse, you are feeding your fast, nonverbal animal brain a brand new hologram of experience. You're basically installing a new memory for it to pull from, a memory where you handle the situation exactly the way you want to. So you can see the ultimate goal here isn't just to fix 1 or 2 annoying habits. It's about something much bigger. It's about building what you might call a coherent mind, a mind where that constant conflict, that battle between your 2 internal operating systems finally starts to fade away. And coherence? Well, that's just a state of inner alignment. It's that sweet spot where your instant, automatic reactions, your animal brain, finally line up with your conscious goals and intentions, your human brain. It's that feeling of moving forward as one unified person, instead of always fighting against yourself. Ultimately, this whole framework gives us a powerful new way to understand ourselves. It's not about judging our bad reactions anymore. It's about understanding that they come from an ancient system that was designed for a totally different world. And the best part? It gives us a clear method for training that ancient system to serve our modern goals. So, I'll leave you with this question. Now that you've been properly introduced to your 2 brains, who are you going to put in charge?